Thank you for joining us for the 8th and final night of this year's Neely Chanukah Spark series. Tonight, we'll be hearing from Mrs. Emma Katz, who will be sharing Divrei Torah and Chizuk about how we can recognize the miracles all around us throughout the war, even in times of darkness and tragedy. Emma emphasizes the phrase, Bayamim Hahem Bazman Hazeh. Just as Hashem has made miracles for the Jewish people throughout our history, we too are surrounded by Hashem's miracles today. Emma focuses on recognizing the everyday miracles in our lives. Thank you, Emma, and Chanukah Sameach.
Hi, everyone. My name is Emma Katz. I'm the former director of Neely, current Neely educator, now living in Linden, New Jersey, and I'm very excited to be learning together tonight on Zos Chanukah, the final night of Chanukah. Over the past number of weeks, we've been talking about the lives and the stories of the Avot and the Imahot. And what stands out to many commentators is that at some point in the life of each and every one of the Imahot, they were unable to have children. They were akarot. And it seems very deliberate, each and every one of them, to have experienced this very raw, very painful struggle. And again, many of the commentators ask. But tonight, I want to focus on one comment of the Maharal. The Maharal asks this question, why were all of the Imahot akarot? And he answers the question, saying that the Imahot being unable to have children, immediately, b'derech hateva, was our first glimpse into the fact that the creation of the Jewish people was going to be lemala min hateva, above the nature. That we are going to be a people that from the moment of our inception lives beyond the limitations of reality. That b'derech hateva, the Imahot were not able to have children. And what allowed them to have children was their connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Their davening, their tefillah, their pleading to Hashem was going to be what was going to allow them to build the Jewish people. The open miracles of Sarah having a child at age 90, to the more subtle miracle of the breakthrough in tefillah of Yitzchak and Rivka. The creation of our nation was going to be lemala min hateva, and that was going to set the stage for the rest of our existence. This past year has been one that has been so challenging for Am Yisrael, so difficult. We have witnessed so much tragedy. But I recently heard an insight from the mother of a soldier who was critically wounded during the war in Israel that really gave me such perspective going into Chanukah this year. Mrs. Karen Thaler, who is a mother living in Beitar, has a son Aryeh, who is serving in the IDF from October 7th. He, of course, had been in previously, but he jumped back into action on October 7th. And right before Chanukah of last year, he was slated to enter into Gaza. And when she was preparing him to go in, she said to him, Aryeh, I don't know what your Chanukah is going to look like this year. I don't know if you're going to even see a Chanukiah, let alone light the candles, let alone make the brachos. But she said, what I want you to repeat to yourself over and over again is Bayamim Hahim Bazman Hazeh. When you're fighting, when you're in the field, remind yourself, Bayamim Hahim Bazman Hazeh. Al hanisim ve'al haniflaos bayamim hahim bazman hazeh. That we are a people who doesn't rely on miracles, but only exists today because of those miracles. That Hashem has done miracles for us throughout our history, bayamim hahim, in those days and in these days. That throughout the darkness of the war, there have been so many moments where we asked ourselves, are we living in the Megillah? Is this reality? And the answer is, it's this aspect of Bayamim Hahim Bazman Hazeh. We know it's inculcated within our DNA that we exist in the realm of miracle. That nothing about our existence today makes sense if you're thinking logic and reason and natural course of the world. We shouldn't be here. But Bayamim Hahim Bazman Hazeh. that Hashem made miracles in those days, and Hashem continues to make miracles for us every single day. So tonight on Zos Chanukah, which is the night of Chanukah that takes us limala min hateva, 7 is the natural order of nature. There's 7 days in the week. 8 is limala min hateva. It's the level above. It's beyond the course of nature. Those are the times that we are living in right now, and we must constantly remind ourselves that when we leave from Chanukah this year, we have to take that element of limala min hateva, of recognizing the bayamim hahim bazman hazeh, that just as Hashem made miracles throughout all of our history, Hashem will continue to make miracles for us today. Happy Chanukah, everyone.